Hi guys, welcome to the final for the 60th anniversary group build for the Mustang, hosted by Mike over at Scale Speedworks. Definitely a great idea for a group build. I really love the idea of doing a group build in honor of a particular car because of the anniversary time, like 50th, 60th, 70th anniversary, what have you. I really think that's a great group build idea. So hopefully we see more of those in the future. And fingers crossed, I'll be around for the 70th anniversary for the Mustang. But this is a kit we did here. This is by Revell. Technically, it's a monogram, but this particular issue of the kit is, of course, Revell. It's a 124 scale, and this particular issue, of course, is the 40th anniversary kit, and this is from 2004. We did see stamps on the body and interior that were telling us that the mold itself was from like the 1980s, like 1985, I think, 85 or 89, somewhere in there. Anyway, I wanted to do this guy just like the box art because I found that to be very, very impressive. That color scheme. We did deviate a little bit by doing a different color interior and the white stripe down the side, which I got to tell you, the decals in this kit were very, very good for their vintage. I was extremely happy to find that there are engine badges, the pony on the pole, and then of course right behind that it says 2+2 on there. I just think that is an awesome addition. You can do whatever you want to a kit, but when they give us a decal sheet that has gauge decals or badging decals, I'm like, thank you so much for that because it makes my job building this so much easier. We did have to do a few layers of paint on this guy here because I did two coats of one color of red. I didn't quite like it. I did the TS8, the Italian red. To my eye, it was coming out kind of on the blue side. So then we switched it up and did two passes of the TS49, which is the bright red. And I like that so much more than I did the original color. Let's go around to the front here. Assembly-wise, we had very little issues. I did have a little bit of trouble with the front bumper. Was a little bit warped as I knocked the tray. Just a little bit sprung, not in a good way. But we did get it to mount up there fairly decently. I did delete the front license plate because it just says 1965. I always find that a little annoying, but hey, you know what it is, right? We have the hood propped open right now. We'll get around to the to taking a look inside the engine bay here in just a mo. But along the say passenger side here, the color came out really, really well. We figured out the issue that we've been having with our paints recently, and that's to me, paints are usually pretty foolproof, but apparently I've been fooling them up. So just a little bit of a disappointment on my side. Turns out, we're shaking them up as much as we can, but turns out we're not getting the paint warm enough. So all winter long, we would just leave the paints in the hobby room and then grab a can, go out and shake it up and spray. And then the issue that we're having is it wasn't looking that great. We're getting a little bit of solvent pop, that kind of issue. And upon reflection, I was thinking, you know what? I feel that was being an issue because the paint wasn't warm enough. So started leaving the cans in the sun for a little while. Now I wouldn't leave them in the sun. It's getting too warm to do that. But leave them in the sun for a little while till they get up to like around body temperature almost. I was talking to my good friend Pappy, Fred Henry, about that, and he goes, oh yeah, he's got a secret about how he warms up his paint, which I happen to also try doing, and that's while you're getting everything ready to paint, you just grab the color you want and stick it in your pants pocket and walk around with that for a while. It shakes it up pretty good and warms it up too. And then when you're ready to spray, you're good to go. So there you go. And then every time you go someplace, people ask you, hey, is that a can of paint in your pants? Or are you just happy to see me? But I digress. Anyway, so yeah, making sure the paint is the right temperature seems to be a big factor for having a better paint job. And this gloss is straight out of the rattle can. This is not polished at all. I did do some polishing on the hood because we got a little bit of fuzz on the hood. As usual, that seems to be a theme with our builds these days, is getting fuzz on the hood. But Yeah, we polished it out. Didn't even clear coat it, just polished it out and let it go, and then gave it a little bit of a wax, and that was it. The trim around the windows, that's all done with just plain old silver Sharpie, as are the door handles. Yes, they don't have the same luster as the actual kit chrome, but I don't mind. I wanted to do the best possible box stock build I could with this little guy. The kit was behaving very nicely. I wanted to treat it as nicely as I could. It was so hard to not add wires and stuff to the engine bay. It was begging for it, but I thought, no, let's just keep her box stock. I wanted to put in seat belts. Nope, keep her box stock. So there we go. The issue I did have with the wheels was I was trying to do different types of techniques to darken up the rims there, and I was using Tamiya panel liner, the black panel liner, and it just, I kept pouring more and more and more on there, and it just wasn't doing anything. So when I went to go clean it off, I ended up actually polishing off some of the chrome. I've retouched it up a little bit here and there with a chrome pen, as much as I could, but right now it's I don't know, to my eye, it's not that pretty. All right, so let's get on with the getting on here, and then we'll pop the rod out. I'll probably have to keep that, but around front, I think this car has one of the most beautiful side views of any car. It's just a classic style. So I could see, it's no wonder why Mustangs are so friggin' popular. Go around the front here, and then the script on the front there, that's just done with a silver pen. One of those jelly roll pens. Those are easy to clean up if you make a mistake, because I think they're water soluble. So it was easy to take care of that. I do really like how they did the headlights on this kit. There's actually a chrome disc with a transparent piece that goes over the front of that, and then both of those glue onto the body. I think that is a beautiful way to do headlights, rather than a solid piece of chrome or something molded in place that we have to figure out how to paint or something like that. So I really think Monogram was on the right track there. Now you may notice that the interior doesn't actually have a white painted for the roof or the headliner. Painting white over red was not, if I had planned a little better, I probably would have masked that off inside there and left that the body color, or painted it or something like that, the interior color. But nope, I didn't plan that far ahead. So next time we do one of these, I'm definitely going to mask off the interior so I don't get overspray from the body color. But it's not horrible. The dash is probably one of the best dashes I've ever done, and we have photos at the end of the video that we're going to share of some of the close-up pieces. But yeah, let's get back to the front here, and then we will show you under the hood. All right, so let's take a peek here. We're going to get as close as we can. So there we are with the light on it still. I really like how that came out. I just did TS21 gold on there. I think it looks awesome. The engine block is black. We did do an orange oil filter, which we really can't see in these pics in this shot here, but have to trust me, it's there. And then we did the water bottle on the side wall, and that looks a little dark, but that's because we did darken it up a little bit, because every photo I saw that was a bit on the I don't know, the darker red side. So we tinted that a little bit when we painted it. And then let's go on the underside here. Tip her on her side. There we go. And she'll stay just like that. So underside, we did the same color as the body, only we did it over black. So it gave it a super dark look. And then we did also some panel line washes over the entire bottom, did some rusting on the exhaust system, just gave it a little bit of a daily driver look. I like doing blue shocks now, so we have those there. And then the front sub member up here, subframe, we just did that all in semi-gloss black, and then did some weathering on that too. The exhaust system went together really, really well. Because it's got these headers that match up exactly right here, so it actually has a good point to attach them at. We went ahead and installed the exhaust system on the chassis, and then when we were installing the engine, we waited to put the actual exhaust headers on until the engine was installed and in place and where it wanted to be, and then it was very easy to attach the header pipes to the collectors there, or the flanges I should say, and then mount them to the engine block They might not be mounted to the engine block exactly as they should be, but they are mounted to the engine block as everything wants to be. And I think that's the best way to say that. And hey, you want to take a look at the top? There you go. There's the top. Interior is done in TS7 Racing White with a little bit of red in there, and then we added some tint to our let's see, what was it, XF7 flat red that we used for the interior carpet, and to give it a darker look also, because we wanted everything to be red but with different color values. So add a little bit of tinting here and there, a little bit of a gray primer here and there, just to change up the value of the color a bit. But there you have it. There's our 65 Mustang for the 60th anniversary group build, hosted by Mike over at Scale Speedworks. This one was fun. I'm almost sad that it's done. It just went to get this was a dream build because everything went so nice. But stick around for the photos, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye now.